Well, we want to take this opportunity and welcome you to our first annual sheet metal contest at the Expo. And we're here with Larry Ferris talking about this year's contest. And we are actually at the local union and want to share with you the project. But before we do that, can you tell us a little bit about if a student's interested in becoming a sheet metal worker, what are some of the things that they would need to do to begin that process?
So if they were interested in trying to join our program, I always recommend everyone to go to our website. It's sheetmetalworkers45.com. There is a plethora of information there to where they can see the process of what it takes to become a pre-apprentice all the way up into apprenticeship. And then there is also an Apply Now tab to where they can submit all their information.
Nice, very good. So should they do that as a junior or as a senior? How long does that process take?
So I would look into doing it as a senior because there's a lot of boxes that they may be able to check throughout the high school career that will give them a little more standing in the apprenticeship program. But I would definitely investigate it in their senior year of high school.
Yeah, and not only is sheet metal fabrication require a lot of math, my understanding is, so students need to make sure that they have some of those math skills and able to do some of the bending, measuring, those types of things, and we're going to kind of illustrate that in this year's contest.
Yeah, correct. So geometry level math is kind of the day-to-day life in the sheet metal worker world. We're doing a lot with diameters, radiuses, formulas, etc. And then also you need to be fluent in the measuring of a tape measure because in the sheet metal world, accuracy is down to a 16th all the way down to a 32nd. So it's a very precise measurement.
Okay. How many students generally are in the facility at one time taking a class, let's say?
So our class, we try to keep class no more than 20 students per class. Overall, we run about 100 apprentice students.
Now they come to class once a week?
So they come to class, depending on what level they're at, they're either going to come on Saturday or they'll come 2 nights a week.
Okay. And the rest of the time they're working with a contractor? Correct?
Yes. The apprenticeship program is a job placement program. It's 40-hour work week.
Yep. And they also are getting paid, right, as they work. So,
100% correct. Yep.
Yeah. So there's no big debt at the end like college would be if you took a college direction after high school.
Correct.
So, yep. Yeah. So today we're just going to show them here in a moment the project that they're going to be focusing on for this year's contest.
All right. Well, we are back here in the shop at the Sheet Metal Workers Apprenticeship Program, and I'm here with Larry, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the Toolbox project that is the 2026 Sheet Metal Contest for the Iowa Industrial Tech Expo. Larry, can you tell us a little bit about the project for this year?
Yeah, so for the first annual project, we decided to do a sheet metal toolbox, and throughout your journey as craftsmen, the very first thing that you're going to want to acquire is a toolbox. So we thought it would go hand in hand with being in the first annual. So some of the things you'll need to know while you're building this toolbox is it's a very basic sheet metal lock. It's called a Pittsburgh lock. That is the fundamental of forming all sheet metal together. You want to pay attention to how you notch the corners and make sure that you don't notch them too deep into the Pittsburgh lock. Also, inside of the toolbox, the other area that's usually a fail when individuals build toolboxes is the corner notches. So we want to make sure that those notches there overlap, they're nice and tight, and there's no gaps. Be mindful on any sheet metal that you build, your rivet spacing. That's how you can always tell a true craftsman is how they're spacing their rivets out. So those are the main 3 things that I would pay attention to when building this sheet metal project.
And so our directions on the sheet metal project are that students will be constructing the basic components and exterior of the toolbox at their home school and then bringing this to the expo where they're going to add a component or 2 at the expo contest in addition to this toolbox. Is that right?
Yes, and then I would also like to additionally add on the latches and the handle, they don't have to actually mirror what we have on this toolbox. Just go to your local hardware store or whatever and get what they have in stock.
So that will not be an important component for the judging.
Correct.
Yep. So use whatever you've got access to at your local hardware store. Any other hard parts or things students should be aware of when they're building these at their home school?
No, just make sure on the bin sequence, make sure that before you start sticking your material in the brake that you kind of thought it out, because some bins could possibly collide with the leaf and whatnot of a brake. So just make sure that you think the entire process through before you do step one.
Yeah, so that order of operations is really important.
Is a big deal in this box, as well as when you get into more difficult sheet metal.
Sure.
And this box here is just your basic, made out of 24 gauge galvanized as well.
Awesome. Is the 24 gauge galvanized going to be a component of their judging?
No.
For part 2 at the Iowa Industrial Tech Expo, we will be supplying all of the material and tools, correct?
That is correct.
Yep. So students and schools do not need to bring any of their own tools and materials. They just need to bring their completed toolbox, and we're going to go from there.
Completed toolbox and their competitive edge.
Well, thank you, Larry Ferris, for allowing us to come down to your shop and see all the tools that you have, and along with that, share this year's project for the competition. We're so excited about partnering with the local sheet metal union, and we're excited about seeing all the great work that you're going to bring to this year's Expo.
Thank you very much, Larry, for helping us out this year and showing us a little bit about the toolbox. We can't wait to see everybody on May 8th.